When I first got serious into bodybuilding back in 2022, I had no idea how extremely important a really good diet really was. I was really consistent and really disciplined, going to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. And I was also doing the good habits like having my supplements at the right times and doing my basic research on how to grow muscle. But when it came to my diet, I lacked so much discipline. And I had so much ignorance on the real impact a good diet or a bad diet has on my body. I did have like the basic knowledge, like you're supposed to eat chicken and protein batter for basic muscle growth. But when it came to my diet, I had no real solid diet or real solid structure of eating. And because of that, I missed out on so many gains and so much potential I could have reached within a smaller period of time. If I were to actually have a good solid diet, instead of eating like cereals, KFC, Panda Express, all that bullshit foods you can think of. But everything changed for me in April of 2025, this year. That's when I finally started to eat more healthier and I finally cut off all the junk food out of my fucking life. And I finally set up different diets that I could try and follow them and try to be consistent with them. And I tried out many diets like maintaining, gaining, low carb, high carb. And if you're watching this video, you're probably in a similar spot. You tried out so many different diets like gaining and all that bullshit, but nothing really seems to work, right? Whether that's you seeing more muscle growth or an increase in your feeling, how you feel, or in your testosterone. It just seems like nothing's really working, right? I can relate to that, man. But after experimenting with these different diets, I came to a conclusion, and I'm happy to report that there's one diet that has worked for me. But before I tell you which diet it is, I have a disclaimer for you. This diet may or may not work for you. And that's because we're all different. We have different bodies. We have different metabolisms and genetics. So what works for me may not work for you. Just be aware of that. But the best diet that has worked for me in regards to muscle growth and testosterone improvement, and it has changed my life and my journey of bodybuilding, it may work for you too. And that diet is clean bulking. You have may heard the basic advice that most people tell you on YouTube to just eat more or eat more calories. But let me tell you, clean bulking is not all of that. Well, it is that, but it's not all of that as a whole. First, you need to understand this core point first. Clean bulking is not dirty bulking. Where you eat a bunch of junk food like donuts and how the Trent twins or Sam Stilick, how they tell you to eat cereals and all that bullshit. And it's fine to eat anything as long as it fits in your macros. No, that's not what clean bulking is. Don't listen to all that bullshit advice because not all calories are the same. And people that tell you that advice are either on steroids or have crazy black man genetics. So what clean bulking truly means is being in a healthy caloric surplus or eating just above your caloric maintenance. That is the level of calories that you need to eat to maintain your body, what your body is right now. So if you're skinny, you need to eat around your maintenance level to maintain your skinniness. And an easy way to find your caloric maintenance is to multiply your body weight by 16. So let's say you weigh 140 pounds. You multiply that by 16. You might get a big number. That big total number is your caloric maintenance. And when you do to clean bulk, to bulk up, is you need to add between 200 or 500 more calories to it. So if your caloric maintenance is around 2,500, add between 200 or 500 calories more. You might get around 2,700 or 3,000 calories. And you can eat a lot more calories than that, but I warn you, you will gain more fat. As you eat more calories, you gain more fat. Now, the perfect bulking diet has 3 main factors. 1, it's high in protein. 2, it's high in carbs. And 3, it's kind of high on fats, but not too high. And I'm not talking about the fats from like McDonald's, the fatty foods. I'm talking about natural fats like from avocados, not the processed shit. So let's break down these 3 main factors. Number 1, protein. You need to eat foods high in protein because you need to maximize protein synthesis. And what that means in basic, simple bro science terms, protein synthesis is the process for protein to transform into muscle. And the easiest way to determine how much protein you need to eat is to multiply your own body weight by 1 gram of protein. So you weigh around 140 pounds, multiply that by 1 gram of protein, and you get 140 grams of protein that you need to consume. But I'm gonna be really honest with you. I really don't agree with this. I usually eat more than that. I eat around 200 grams of protein and I weigh about 180 pounds. So I wouldn't say there's a really true amount of protein that you need to eat, but the basic range that I recommend you to eat is either between 100 grams or 200 grams of protein. And I say that's all the protein that you need. I don't think you really need any more than that or any less than that. And the best sources of protein are chicken, protein powder, fish, eggs, lean beef, and steak. And steak specifically is the best source of protein and fat, which helps your testosterone. And the best steak that I say is the best steak ever, and I really recommend you to eat this steak, and that is ribeye steak. And I've been eating ribeye steak for the past 6 months. And let me tell you, I've been having the best muscle growth compared to eating chicken and lean turkey or some shit like that. So I suggest you to try out ribeye steak. Have about 10 to 12 ounces each day. And on top of that, add other meats like lean beef or eggs. And I know red meats have so much controversy. Like doctors and people tell you, oh, red meats are bad for your health. They're bad for cancer, diabetes. Don't listen to that bullshit. That's a whole fucking lie. Red meat is what our ancestors ate. They ate like cattle, cows, fucking deer, and all that shit. So why shouldn't we eat red meat? It doesn't make sense that we should not eat it. Now, next is carbs or carbohydrates. You need to have lots of carbs in your diet because of glycogen. Glycogen is the energy that glucose stored in our muscles. You know, when you ever go to the gym, you feel like your muscles are a lot bigger compared to yesterday where they're deflated. They just look smaller than they used to. That's because of glycogen. And glycogen is what gives our muscles the fullness and the roundness. And it's also the fuel for our body, our tissues, our cells, our organs. And also when you eat a diet higher in carbs, you increase your energy, how you feel. And that ultimately would help you push yourself harder at the gym. You're gonna be more stronger and more energetic to push on to failure. And in your diet, 30 to 50% of your total calories need to be carbs. So if your total number of calories is 3,000, 30% or 50% need to be carbs. And the way you convert calories to carbs is to multiply your total calories by the percentage. So 3,000 by 30% or 0.3. And what you do with that number is you divide that by 4. And that number you get is your total carbs that you need to consume. And usually that's around between 150 grams to 300 grams of carbs. Personally, I like to keep it on the low end because I like to keep my mind a lot more energetic than sluggish because of business and YouTube and at the gym. That's just my personal opinion. And a good source of carbs is white rice. And it's just white rice, nothing else. And there's many things like potatoes and pasta, but those things are such bad sources of carbs that is very unhealthy to have like pesticides and processed shit. They're not single ingredients. So just stick to white rice. And if you do get tired of white rice, try different white rices like arborio rice, long grain rice, or sushi rice. And lastly, you need to consume foods high in fats. And you might hear some people telling you like, oh, don't eat fats because it causes you to become fat and it makes you obese and all that, blah, blah, blah. No, that's partly true if you consume lots of fats. But if you have a good high amount of fats, like not too high, then you're good, you're set. And that is because having good high amounts of fats, of natural fats, helps us improve our hormones and our testosterone. It helps create building blocks for our cholesterol and all that bullshit. And I could get deep into the deep science of it. And fats also help us absorb vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin A. And yes, be careful of the amount of fats that you eat. And that is because too much fat will decrease your testosterone. And that is because fat is estrogenic. Fat increases the female sexual hormone, which is estrogen. And that is why most girls have more fat on their boobs or on their asses compared to the guys. That's because of the female sexual hormone. So be careful of the amount of fat that you eat because you don't want to look like you're built like a girl or you're built like fucking Nico Avocado. Well, he did lose weight, so props to him. So keep the fats under 120 grams per day, nothing more than that. And good sources of fat are avocados, raw cheese, steak and eggs again, and grass-fed butter. And once you eat these kind of foods, I guarantee you, you're gonna see an improvement in your testosterone and your muscle growth. I'll put up on the screen my diet, what I eat. You can try it out, but I warn you, like I said before, it may not work for you because we're all different. So here it is, so you want to see it. And even if you eat all this, even if you're on a clean bulk and you're eating organic and natural shit, I gotta warn you, you still are gonna gain fat. you still are gonna get a little bit more fat. But at the end of your bulk, you're gonna look a little bit more puffier and a little bit uglier and unattractive. But that's part of the process. That's part of bodybuilding. And that's me right now. I'm a little bit bulkier, a little bit more fatter, a little bit more uglier, but that's part of the process. But I've gained so much muscle and testosterone because I was eating clean, while also being on a bulk. So sacrifice your leanness, sacrifice your abs, man. Don't fucking be too attached to your abs. Sacrifice your abs, man, and just be a little bit bloated, a little bit puffier for about a year or 2 years, or even 6 months. You can go for a shorter bulk. And yes, you can try out main gaining and all those bullshit diets that Greg Deshaies tells you to eat, but nothing's gonna work as fast as clean bulking. So sacrifice your leanness and delay gratification. I did it, and I'm honestly not regretting it. I'm just saying this because I don't want you to come back in the future, back in the comments and tell me, oh yeah, here, you made me fat. I followed your advice, you made me fat. Fuck you. Nah, I don't want that to happen to you. Just follow my advice and be careful of the side effects of it. All right, let me quickly recap this for you. 1. Consume 200 to 500 calories more above your caloric maintenance. 2. Consume lots of protein. Multiply your own body weight by 1 gram of protein, or eat between 100 grams of protein or 200. 3. Make sure you consume 30 to 50% of carbs from your daily total calories. 4. Consume foods high in fats, but not too high. So consume around 120 grams of fat. So that's around 35% of your total daily calories. So thank you for being here. And I congratulate you for watching this video, this long form video, instead of being on TikTok and just brain rotting your brain away and watching porn and all that bullshit. You're here watching an educational video that is long form. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.